Rabbi Kaplan?
We're saying that even though all this is true, and it very well could be, well, I think you may, there's one of those two people mentioned this last night, that it's Yodua that Shivas B'Tammuz was supposed to be a big Yom Tov. Aaron said, Chag L'Hashem Mocha. And it's going to be a Chag of Mashiach. The Alshich says this, that the Chag L'Hashem, that since it's a pasuk in the Torah, it's going to be Niskayim. That Shivas B'Tammuz is going to be a Yom Tov. It's going to be a Chag when Mashiach comes. But it was meant to be a Chag then. Matan Luchos Shnios. Matan Luchos. That means Moshe Rabbeinu was going to come down from the Har Sinai bringing the Luchos. That was going to make that day a Yom Tov. What did this Satan do? He made it into a Chag L'Hashem Mocher. Chag of the Egel Mocher. So that's mamish, that idea that he took the koach that was being prepared in heaven for bringing down a Yom Tov, and the Satan took that koach and he made an ego out of it. Now, this is what our producer has been arguing. So what did our producer just argue? Bloodshed, Jewish blood. The Satan is limited, says the producer. He can grab the shefa that's coming down up till bloodshed, but not Jewish bloodshed he can't take. Now, I would ask my producer that just has been saying this, how do you know how much power this Satan has? Where do you get this from? And the answer is you got this from your emotions. That's your emotions talking. That's not the koach ha-seichel talking. And more, I don't think I have to say anymore. What are you going to answer me? What's wrong with my emotions talking? Emotions go deep. Yeah, true, but I already said, but emotions don't have to go deep. So how do you know from which emotions you're talking? Maybe you're talking out of superficial emotions and not from deep emotions. I don't know, and I don't know if it's possible to prove such a thing, because this is not seichel. This is feelings, so I don't think it's possible to prove it, but you can feel it. So really, I think I clarified this very much, and I don't really see anything so bad with this memra, and I just would say that it could have been said in a different nusach, and then the emotional person would have been satisfied also. The nusach could have been like this. I would have to think a little bit, but let's say like this. Look how bad this Satan is. From 1948, what happened then shows how terrible this Satan is. Just when Hashem was ready to do good to the Yidden, the Satan came and messed it up. What a rusher he is. I think then even the most emotional person, anti-Zionist, would say, wow, that's really a powerful memra. Re'uyim advarim l'misha omrim. I think only what he said it in a way that it made it sound positive, nice, flowery, which that you're right, it's not the brisker of nusach. So, but who cares? Who cares whose nusach it is? But why should we Bechlal go into talking about who said it? Well, why is that important? Why should we let that take our minds off the Iker. Well, why should we go to the TOEFL? Let's not talk about who said it. Let's just take the statement in itself and try to understand it and say what we think. Let's try to know what Daniel Kaplan thinks about that statement and what producer Yoshua Meir says about that statement. Let's do that.
This Rabbi Kaplan, this is completely agreeable. But the Tolet on the brisker, like the fellow that tells people not to go to Uman, and he's Tolet on Rav Levi Yitzhak Bender. Lo Aya, Velo Nivra. You told me the Gemara where he said you can lie if you know you're right. He holds he's right, that you don't go to Uman anymore on Rosh Hashanah. This fellow. So he lies. Same thing here. These people, it's a holy Medina. They lie. They told on the Briskerov. I think it's a very good sushtal they came up with right now. People, and it's a Gemara you can argue also. Where's the Gemara? Where they lied about who said a Gemara because they knew they're right.
In the end of the 15th parak in Shabbos is one place and another place also.
But that's for big people. That's for Tanoim and Amorim. It's not for Kotlik Kanya Ba'agma Moadora Yatom Be'ikvos Mashiach Hazeh. Now our avoida, we've heard from big Tzaddikim, from Rav Gedalia Kidding, is to work on Emet. Work on Emet. Titein Emes Liakov. These people that told it, Zionism, are trying to toll it on a big person, on the brisker Rav. That's the sheker that's mikomem.
So you mean that everything I talked till now is not really to the point?
No, you're saying very good, but you've switched your line of argument now. Now you're saying, let's look at Iker Nakuda. Is Iker Nakuda right or wrong? And you said, yeah, it could be Hashem is, Haglam Hashem.
Wasn't that what I was saying the whole time?
You were saying, I don't have a stopwatch. Maybe I do, but... Yeah, continue, Rabbi Kaplan. Continue.
So I just said it in a very powerful nusach that I don't think you would argue on that. That if somebody would come and say, in the name of the brisker of, look how terrible this Satan is. Just when Hashem was ready to do good for the Klal, he did such a terrible thing as a Medinas Yisrael. What would you say on such a statement if they were told in the brisker of?
I have to think it over.
Okay, very good. I think it would do you good to think. So I'm saying, but just this alone that you said you have to think it over means you're not attacking like you were doing till now. You hear something.
But Rabbi Kaplan, you mentioned, I just want to say a word here for our listeners. We've talked about emotions, we've talked about thinking. There's, as is known by the ancients in Avram Avinu, there's 4 elements. Fire people, they just know. They don't think, they don't feel, they know. Air people, they think. Water people, they feel. And earth people, they see what's in front of them. Kiyadua.
Yeah. Yeah, so what are you saying? That what you're saying now is something you just know.
Yeah.
Right, but you can't use that to convince anybody.
They know they're often charismatic fire people. But I'm throwing this in as a bonus.
Okay. So I guess if you just know, so you won the argument. Because
I don't claim to know.
I can't argue with somebody who just... I have 2 people that I'm very familiar with that they just know. I don't mean you. Yeah.
Rabbi Kaplan, we're all ears.
so again, I just said it in a different nusach, and you accepted it. You didn't accept it b'toras vada, but at least you said you would have to think about it. So, but it's so similar to that other statement. So why over here you have to think, and here you're in an uproar against it? Why?
Well, I think I explained myself.
No, you didn't. I'm saying the two statements. One is Hashem was giving a smile and Elohim took it away, or Satan took it away. The second statement is, look how bad this Satan is. Just when good was about to come down, look what a mess he made. And that you say you have to think about. Aren't they very similar, the two statements?
I take
this you say you have to think about. And the other one, you're up in arms against it, the brisker couldn't have said. I'm just showing, and I think from this whole last 3/4 of an hour, so all the listeners, I don't know how many there are, but I think all the listeners will see very clearly the difference between emotional people and analytical people. And I think we can close the discussion with this unless you have something else to say.
Okay, thank you, Rabbi Kaplan. We'll close by here.
Good night.